Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from Edelweiss Piraten, and he is in the Z-39, a tier 7 German premium destroyer. He is on a big race, and this is a ranked battle. Now, there is only one cruiser, and the enemy cruiser doesn't have radar, which is always a good start. Now, he is carefully coming around here. Honestly, yeah, he is using Hydro now. I probably would have used Hydro a little bit earlier. So here is the Fubuki. The Fubuki is trying to smoke up, that's not gonna work. Now the problem is the Fubuki is also rushing closer. And that means he's in proximity detection range. So while he might like to disappear into smoke and then farm the Fubuki with his Hydro, unfortunately he's currently not able to do so. Also we can see like his third traverse, he's not the best. Neither is the Fubukis, so the destroyers have finally managed to bring their guns to bear. I'm not sure if an ally is helping here, the enemy team certainly is. And yeah, the Fubuki tried maneuvering a bit and therefore I think had no longer shots at him. So he took a lot of damage here, but he basically single-handedly took down the Fubuki. And you know, that's a good start because he's still around and the enemy is down a destroyer. He can probably take this camp, and that fortunately the enemy got another hit there into him. So yeah, so he's trying to shoot Scharnhorst here. And well, there's a lucky fire. Now, the Scharnhorst isn't going to damage con, that's actually gonna pretty lovely. Now, so far, a second enemy destroyer has been taken out, and I mean, at the start, the friendly destroyers have nicely spread out and covered all the camps. But as we've established, there is no radar or something like that, so they can definitely try to fight for those without too many troubles. There is an enemy Scharnhorst pushing into the sea cap. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out because there's a Jarvis there that's hopefully gonna torpedo this guy. And I mean, technically there are some friendlies up there. Well, okay, is the Scharnhorst like staying behind this? I don't know, it's actually pushing around here. So the Jarvis seems to be running. And again, I mean, his torps might not be ready. And he needs to stay undetected if possible. Well, so the friendlies have a 2 versus 2 going on down there in the south. And the friendlies have well, let's just say a massive advantage here in the north, because it's sort of 5 ships against 3. So we could have the Scharnhorst counter-pushing that Scharnhorst with the Nagato helping, and they should be easily able to deal with that. The enemy Colorado is too far in the back to do much about it, and he's even behind an island. And then we have the Surrey that's probably, you know, helping. Oh, is the friendly Nagato gonna get torped? Because that would be bad. Well, it's getting torped. But the enemy Scharnhorst is almost down. I sincerely hope the friendlies don't lose their Nagato here, because that would be a shame. Then again, at least the friendlies are ahead right now. So there is that. Well, the friendly Scharnhorst also takes torp, but the enemy Scharnhorst is finally dealt with and everybody's still floating here. So yeah, now the friendlies are 3 ships ahead. The point like this, you might be thinking, this is gonna be an easy win. I guess we'll find out, right? Now the friendlies have lost the battleship down in the south. There is a Jarvis coming in to help out. There is a Hatsuharu that maybe is gonna torp the Scharnhorst, we're going to see. Oh no, the Hatsuharu is gonna die to the Scharnhorst. Well, that's a shame. Well, suddenly, both teams are equal again. Oh well. Meanwhile, Edelweiss Pirat is he setting some fire. He's doing pretty well with his fire energy here. Now, the Z-39's guns aren't all that impressive. the DPM tends to be relatively low. But, you know, the Z-39 does have quite a lot of hit points. It has the Hydro, and it has decent torpedoes, so there's other strengths. Now, if the friendlies could take care here of the Colorado and the Surrey, I mean, they're currently here 3 against 2. That would be pretty nice. The Jarvis is fighting the Scharnhorst down there. I mean, I sincerely hope that the Jarvis is just gonna, like, torpedo this Scharnhorst. I mean, if you're a destroyer there, right, you can just stay out of the concealment and, like, you know, stealth torp. Is the Colorado going to eat the torp? The Jarvis is on pretty low health, but, you know, he shouldn't, like, he should never have to be seen. Somehow I have a bad feeling about this. Well, there goes the friendly York that tried pushing a Colorado. We have the Scharnhorst that's push. Oh, did he? Okay, no. So the York tried torpedo YOLO push for some reason. That didn't work out. The Jarvis was taken out by the Scharnhorst. And now we have the friendly Scharnhorst pushing the Colorado. Now, considering the hit point difference here, oh, damn it. Yeah, that Scharnhorst was probably just penned through his nose. I mean, he is... Oh, is it too broadside? Well, he got the Colorado at least. So it's a 2 against 2 now. The question is, can he get the Surrey? He looked like to be on very low health. Last saw him. So Edelweiss Pirat is trying to torp there. See, the friendlies still, they have still the points going for them, right? They have more than twice the enemy points and they have more caps. And it looks like the Scharnhorst just missed, which is something the Scharnhorst tend to do, I suppose. Now, Edelweiss Pirat knows that the enemy Scharnhorst is gonna come this way, so he's keeping an eye out on that, and that's probably gonna be his next torpedo target, because if he can, like, protect the B-Cap from this Scharnhorst, meanwhile the friendly Scharnhorst maybe can deal with the Surrey, well, wouldn't that be ideal? And unfortunately, the torps here seem to have, like, a Surrey-sized gap there. So that Surrey didn't get torped, that's a shame. And the Scharnhorst looks on very low health. Also, I think the Scharnhorst just... Did it just shoot the other Scharnhorst? The Scharnhorst really needs to focus the Surrey, right? As a destroyer, Edelweiss Pirat shouldn't have too many issues dealing with the Scharnhorst if he stays undetected. But the Surrey is gonna be an issue. Yep, this escalated quickly. You remember when the friendly team was 3 ships ahead and had basically total map control and everything? Yeah, that was a while ago. Oh, okay, so... Wait, the Scharnhorst... So he expected the Scharnhorst to turn his way with those torps, I feel like, because he was like, okay, the Scharnhorst is probably gonna push C, but that Scharnhorst doesn't seem to want to do that right now. Now, he also has to make a decision, right? He can go defensive, but the thing is, with the friendlies having 2 camps and 10 minutes still left in game, he's not gonna win this by sitting on 1 point. And we don't know where the Surrey is doing, right? The Surrey might be pushing in here with a Hydro ready, so that's an issue. So he's trying to get out of here, but the ship doesn't turn quite fast enough, so he's just gonna use some smoke here. And he didn't quite slow down enough to stay in the smoke, but his plan was to basically turn away because the smoke gets deployed behind him. So he figured it's easier, instead of just, you know, slowing down, sitting in his smoke, that if he turns away and places the smoke behind him, it's an easier way of dropping into concealment. Now he's using his Hydro to keep the Scharnhorst spotted, which means the Scharnhorst is just gonna blind fire, hoping to get... Because, like, he's very low here, right, so... Launching some torps there. And... I feel like I would have held a second launcher back for a little... well, then again, I mean... If he had waited any longer with launching these torps, he would have been proximity spot and he might be dead. So it was probably a good Yeah, honestly, the more I think about it, using both launchers here was the right move, because he just couldn't, like, let the Shadows get close enough to proximity spot him. He'd probably be dead by now. So this worked out. Now the enemy team has more caps, but the friendlies have more points. And this is where we're gonna speed this whole thing up, because this is where it also gets interesting, right? So the Surrey was last seen coming towards C, and from RPF we can, you know, figure out that the Surrey is still pushing towards C. Now currently, our Z-39 here is flipping the center, right? So he's got that. Now he's gonna go towards A. So the enemy will flip C before he is into A. So the enemy team is slightly ahead in the capping race, in a way. But the friendlies still have the points. But the enemies are going to catch up, because the enemies can basically always cap slightly more. Right? So the enemy will now be in B. Exactly. And he, like, there is no further cap down. He now needs to go all the way up to flip C, or wait until the Surrey leaves B and then enter B. And you can see how Edelweiss Pirate is sailing. Basically, he's looking at his detection range, and he's trying to keep his detection range outside of the B camp, because he doesn't know where in the B camp he was. All he knew was the enemy was in the B camp, right? And now we see where RPF is pointing. We know he isn't in this area, or he would be spotted. So thanks to RPF, he can now be certain that his approach isn't going to get him spotted. So he's gonna go into B here, right? And the Surrey is in A. Now the Surrey will just turn around and go all this way back up. And you can see the points are getting closer and closer, right? The friendlies had a head start when it came to caps, but the problem is really the points, right? So the enemy is, well, has overtaken them now. So now he is into C, and right now both sides have the same points income. If this Surrey just sails into B here, but it looks like on the minimap the Surrey made a very big blunder. He isn't going straight for B. And now the friendlies are overtaking them by 4 points. Well now, good job Edelweiss Piraten. He earned himself 2,780 base experience. I mean, if the enemy Surrey would have done better, then they would have lost. Basically, if the enemy Surrey would have just immediately turned around and kept the center, then they would have lost. But I guess the enemy Surrey, maybe he thought he could just win on points and he didn't want to risk getting torped. But be that as it may, nice friendly win. So, Edelweiss Piraten, the only award he got was a first blood, and he scored 88,000 points of damage, but he took 6 caps. 6 solo caps. Well, I found this game funny. I hope you enjoyed watching it too, and I'll see you next time.